I had a friend, my first year of university, more than a friend, a best friend. His name was John. John was a senior and I was a freshman. Of course, being a freshman, I had no idea what was going on ever. So many questions about college and life. And John kind of took me under his wing, and he loved me really well, and he taught me about what the love of God looks like. And one of the best examples of this was when I was sitting in my room on a weekday, probably a Tuesday night, and I was putting off some homework that I should have been doing. John poked his head into my room and he said, "Mr. Carson, what are you up to right now?" And I said, "John, I am up to nothing," which we both know was a lie. I had so much work to be done. He asked if he could come with me to go to Walmart later that night. Of course, I said yes. He was like the coolest guy on the wing. And we went to Walmart. We sang a lot of music really loudly on the way there. And then when we got to Walmart, I said, "John, why exactly did you need to go to Walmart?" John said, "You know, Mr. Carson, I was wondering if you wanted to bless Mr. Dan with me." Now, Dan was another upperclassman on my wing. He wasn't very kind, really cold and aloof. He'd fallen on some hard times recently. He'd broken his leg and his girlfriend had dumped him. But that frankly wasn't my problem, or at least I didn't think so at the time. I said, "John, honestly, why should I love Dan? Why should I bless him?" And John just looked at me with the kindest, gentlest eyes and he said, "But Mr. Carson, what have any of us done to deserve the immense love and grace that we've received in Jesus?" And it was at that moment I kind of stopped and I felt pretty horrible about myself. It was one of those moments where everything that you thought you knew is questioned. You know, there's this verse in the Bible, and if you've ever gone to church, you've probably heard it. "For God so loved the entire world that he gave his one and only Son, so that whoever believes in him, whoever knows that he exists, will have this life that lasts eternally. And with that life that lasts eternally comes love." And so John displayed that love to me that day because he pulled me into Walmart after I'd been kind of resilient, and he ran down the aisles of that Walmart, and he had his arms out scooping just snacks and toys and sports memorabilia off the shelves because he knew that it was something that would bring Dan joy. We got back to campus, and John put all of that stuff that he bought for Dan in his room. He sprinkled it all over on his bed, on his desk, in his fridge, and he never left a note. He never looked for credit. He only did it because he wanted to display immense love that day. And since that experience, Dan became a different person. Dan started getting involved on the wing. Dan knew that he was cared for. Dan had received love in its fullest form, and now he knew that he could give it. My challenge for you today is to not only rest in this love that you've been given, but to truly look for ways that you can sow it back into the world to make other people feel the fullness that you've felt by knowing God.